Alright, here we go. This is the third and final round in a long matchmaking session between the green team in the upper left-hand corner, LostAvenger in the Sharkneo, and Akroz in the Steampunk Bomber. Took a little while for the game to focus on him there. But their opponents, the blue team in the bottom right-hand corner, Bjzor in the Standard Warthog, and rigelglen in the Easter Osprey. And we are here on Sandrim. Two pre-built moneymakers there. One here. Oh, we do have the two here. And obviously, a lot of infantry sitting here on this island. Surprise, surprise. Very atypical. No, not really. Yeah, I would say Sandrim needs a little bit of change. This is exactly what you see every single time on Sandrim, and it is a little bit stale, but here we go. The game is about to start, and actually Akroz not being supported here by Lost. Lost a little bit behind here, and I do think this will definitely give the advantage to blue team. Well, actually, it took a little while for Bjzor to get there because he is using the Mako Hog very, very slow, but at this point, Rigel is able to bring more. Bjzor was able to chase away Akroz and LostAvenger for a brief second. That giving that, just a brief second is definitely enough time for them to be able to grab this. And Rigel already putting a lunchbox here on this pad. And in the meantime, Akroz is going for a front door drop with a Dillo, and he is going to be. But the thing is, using a bomber, you can't contribute any damage, and he is going to try to go for a socket unit. And in the meantime, LostAvenger trying to take down whatever he can here in the mid, but is not going to be able to get anything neutralized or killed really. Even if he does, I don't really think it's worth the time. And Akroz continuing the harassment here, trying to take down a socket unit, but does have to retreat a little bit here, and is now going to run away, and getting chased down by rigelglen, and Bjzor actually does see him as well, but is he going to be able to? No, Bjzor is not able to finish him off there, and in the meantime, LostAvenger has given up on mid as well, and Bjzor doing the next logical step, dropping a bunch of infantry over here, trying to put a lot of pressure on Green's top outpost, and he's actually going for a moneymaker instead. LostAvenger does save it, and Akroz does chase away Bjzor, and at the same time, rigelglen going for this, going for the rocks. Actually, I'm very excited to see if they're able to properly use this, because these are new this patch, and I do not know. I personally haven't been able to spectate that much. I've just been doing random casts here and there. But oh, and Bjzor here at the front door. But oh, at the same time, Akroz with an infantry drop at the right outpost. He is going to be able to take this, and Bjzor is too distracted on attacking the front door to be able to do anything about it. Rigel is getting a lot of pressure being put down by LostAvenger, and actually LostAvenger is fighting away at him. Does now get away there, but at this point, Akroz has been able to drop a lot of Dillos and fence and grab this front door, grab this right outpost, and in the same exact time, Bjzor put a lot of damage on the front door of Green's fort, and they are pretty much a third down already, and that is a lot. Already quarter one, not even 2 minutes, and not even 2 minutes left yet. And Green has already been able to take down, or Blue's already been able to take down enough life to completely deny all the halftime credits that come to blue team if they were once halftime hits. And Bjzor with a Dillo again. They are just going straight for these front door drops. I would have expected, but LostAvenger getting that EMP before they are able to micro anything around. A lot of the Dillos do get killed. Rigel bringing one to the back and contributing a lot more fire, and they have them at about half life right now, and using that mid as a great stationing point. And Bjzor trying to do what he can, bringing a single Dillo, but it's so surrounded by Dillos here that bringing a single tank is pretty much going to do nothing. And we do see Rigel. Oh, what was he doing? Anyway, Akroz and LostAvenger. There are more creeps sitting here trying to take down these rocks, but there are blue infantry or Dillos sitting on the other side of the rocks there. Rigel, actually, LostAvenger does get killed there. But the rocks are gone now, and we do have a completely open lane here at the bottom left, and LostAvenger fighting it out with Rigel and almost kills him. But Rigel does transform down on Rigel with that great timing, avoids that EMP, and LostAvenger does get chased down by Rigel all the way back. That is a really extremely common thing you do see now in pro level play. If you are able to get away from a kill or from stock, what happens is if you're able to heal up at your outpost, what happens is they heal up and they can chase you down and get that kill on you. So that is exactly what happened there between Rigel and LostAvenger, and Bjzor very low on life as well, and does get finished off with that EMP on the ground by LostAvenger. And now Akroz still has control of this outpost, still surrounding with Dillos. But getting caught by rigelglen, going to the front door as well. Gonna try to kill. He is able to hit a lunchbox and a moneymaker at the same time, but Rigel picking it up very, very quickly. And now LostAvenger trying to keep those infantry from breaking those rocks. And Akroz getting chased back by Rigel and Bjzor, but Bjzor able to finish off Akroz before he gets back to his outpost. Every single one of those is extremely impactful on any match. Anytime you get a kill on a mech that just barely gets away, it really helps you. And now look, blue team's already socketing generators, and actually Rigel's selling them off. I don't think it is really necessary yet. Obviously they do have plus 51 power, and it's a little bit early for generator play. And Bjzor was the one that put those down, and I guess Rigel didn't agree with it, so he is starting to put down moneymakers as well. But we do see LostAvenger chasing Bjzor back, but not able to get it, and Akroz is also very low on life, but he is trying to neutralize this outpost, but doesn't stay here in the area. There are too many Dillos, and Dillo's really good at killing mechs with that medium damage, but it's like 82, and the credit DPS ratio is awesome when you're talking about medium damage for a Dillo. It's just super strong, twice as much DPS against a heavy unit, and right now LostAvenger does. I mean, where's he going with these probes? He hasn't been able to neutralize any of the outposts yet, and with probes it's just really not going to do anything at all. And he still has them in his queue. I guess he's putting them up he has them queued up defensively or something. Okay, now he does cancel them, and Bjzor gonna kill as much as he can here, but LostAvenger is here to react to him, and he does fire in to Bjzor, but Bjzor with that superior Warthog DPS is able to chase away LostAvenger and doesn't keep him on the ground. But now he does Viking Dance down. I don't think that was 100% necessary, but does get hit by the EMP. Cliff walks off, but gets killed in the air by LostAvenger, and right now Rigel is the only one left for blue team, and does go for the front door. Akroz is here killing off some units, but I don't think it's, and LostAvenger is here as well, but Rigel is already back at the back outpost, and green team really better respond to this as fast as they possibly can, because they are already extremely low on life, and now Bjzor is here to respond. Akroz and LostAvenger finally coming up, and Rigel is still very high health. One of the Dillos is still alive. Now he does try to get away, because obviously it's not worth dying for, but does, I mean, not necessarily not worth dying for, but staying there for just a couple extra seconds wasn't worth dying for. Rigel didn't get away there. He did try, he obviously used that judgment there to try to get away, but was not eventually, but does respawn. And right now LostAvenger, oh man, I don't know how green team will be able to get back into this, even though they have that right outpost. They have so low life that blue just can continually do drops, and they will be extremely extremely well off, and they are, they can just pick off the units over here one at a time, and every time green team has to respond to something on the left side or the top side of the map, they have to travel a whole way, all the way over here to the right side. It's just gonna be, it's just really far. Blue team just needs to be able to do any kind of distraction on the right side, the left side or the top of the map, and it'll bring back at least one of the green members, and it'll help them immensely trying to take back this right outpost. And as you can see now, they are already over here, so Bjzor taking that opportunity to drop some free creeps, gonna try to kill as many Dillos as he can, obviously gets hit by that EMP, and LostAvenger is not gonna be able to, very low on life, but kills Bjzor before he is able to, before he gets killed himself. But Rigel now pushing up a lot of Dillos. I do think this is going to be able to clear the majority, if not all, of these green units over here. Now Akroz coming over here with bombs. That's going to be very effective actually against these Dillos. But actually one of these Dillos is going way out there just because there are not enough waypoints to keep them over here at this right outpost. Bjzor are very low on life again. Is going to get chased down by LostAvenger again. And Rigel is the only one left here again. And now I don't know. There hasn't been that much damage gone down here. But look, these are coming back here because those waypoints have been reassigned to them. I really don't know exactly how that works. I still haven't seen anyone that actually 100% knows how that works. I'm going to do a little bit more testing. I will let you guys in on my findings in the next video that I record. But at this point, green has been able to hold their ground here at this right outpost, but Bjzor just doing a lot more harass. It does take down that generator before LostAvenger is able to save it, and does lift off before LostAvenger is able to hit him with that EMP, and is almost so close, able to outrun that Neo. And Rigel the same exact thing, trying to get away, but every little bit that they are able to put down on green's fort, every little bit of damage, then it's extremely beneficial. And now look at all the wasted units sitting here on green's fort, trying to make a wall here. All that power, all those credits dedicated to make that wall, and it's just that just gives blue more advantage over having mid. Blue also has an advantage of forcing Green to dedicate a bunch of credits to fort defense. And so this will give them a huge opportunity, but once they get Berthas or even normal artillery, to be honest, it'll really be able to help them push up on that right outpost. And now we do see damage or halftime heal kicking in. And Akroz is not able to, you know, doesn't actually even have any, I would have expected him to Manta Strike a little bit into that fort to stop that halftime heal, so just so Green couldn't get, just so Blue couldn't get all those extra credits. And LostAvenger, was pausing for a quick second, getting killed by Bjzor after killing rigelglen. I'm not really sure why that was, but now we do see Blue team trying to push up on the left, bottom left corner. There has been a lot of discussion trying to change Sandrim. There might be a little bit of, you know, outpost shifting or socket shifting around for this map. We will see in the near future if that actually goes through. But Green team actually able to kill a couple of socket units here. I'm pretty sure that was, oh, actually no boomers on LostAvenger's loadout. So it was probably Akroz's bombs that did get the kill. But Blue is able to clean up all the neutrals on their side of this this corner. And I don't know if Green is able to actually notice that happening yet. They probably are just focused on see this on the minimap. Like, I could have sworn that that was a Dillo push, because LostAvenger did have to respond to that, but it was just creeps coming up. So it is really confusing sometimes to try to see what's happening. But just because that minimap is not that descriptive, and there has been a lot of talk about that minimap, how informative it should or shouldn't be. It has stayed fairly much the same for a very, very long time, for like at least I guess the past 6 months, to be honest. And now Bjzor, right after taking this bottom left-hand corner, already starting to push up on this left outpost. Already has a Dillo here and rigelglen here to support him. And he is going to get chased away by LostAvenger, but they do have control of this bottom left-hand factory, and what that does is give them extra build speed and a little bit of extra credits per second. Every single outpost does that. I don't know how Green at this point. They do still have a fairly good surround of Dillos on this outpost, and have a vault box securing all the fire from any pushes coming in, any potential pushes coming in to this outpost. So I don't see any pushes working for Blue team anytime soon. That is actually an insanely effective strategy that I've actually never seen until now. Putting this on the ramp leading in. Oh, and deaths going down left and right. A lot of dogfighting going down, and I'm not catching any of that because I was just so mesmerized by that vault box on that ramp. But we do see Akroz bombing a little bit more here, able to take down a Dillo. Are there any flackers? Or there is a hat sitting here. There are 2 hats over here, but not quite enough to be able to thwart Akroz. If I were Blue team, you know, putting 1 or 2 hats, I would try to get a little bit closer to critical mass to be able to stop Green team from doing anything over there at the mid. But at this point, with enough map awareness, the only danger they have at that point is when they do get killed. And Bjzor actually saying try some drops, but there is a humongous wall here at the Green Fort, mostly Dillos. So I would say that it is very, very possible for them to either break the wall or push through the wall with that momentum drop. I'm not really sure if there's a term for that, where you try to just slip in a unit in front of a fort between units and get it between those defending units to be able to put a little bit of damage in between whatever is blocking as the wall. And now Vaultbox going down, gonna absorb a lot of damage from these Berthas that are going to be pointing in eventually. There's only one right now, I think. Yes, the tree is always blocking your view, but yes, LostAvenger does take down rigelglen, and now Bjzor are the only one over here. He is repositioning this Bertha, and there are no Berthas in his... oh, actually, he does have the Berthas, and he also has Goliaths along with Rigel, but a lot of these Dillos going down. If, you know, if I were Blue, I probably would have just tried to, as much as possible, trade those Dillos for Goliaths. And right now, I do not know. Okay, a vault box going down for Blue team. So yes, now I do know they will be able to slowly push up using that vault box in defense. Rigel really needs to put it a little bit further. He grabs the Seeker and puts it on the high ground, brings the Goliath over here, and is trying to stay alive. That is really, really dangerous with this focus fire. To try to micro something extremely heavy just like that vault box. Rigel, I don't think he's going to be able to move it as far as he wants to, especially being this far from his outpost. But they do kill LostAvenger, they do kill Akroz, and now Rigel can just move this vault box. No, he is not doing that. Where is he going? He is going to the right side? Is he just... Okay. I really hope this replay hasn't bugged out on me. But he is firing around in circles. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to get at, but he is also... Okay, there is a random Dillo over here that that Bjzor is going to take care of. I don't really think that was 100% necessary, but, you know, everything that gets killed counts. But honestly, I would try to kill... if it were me, and this is completely, like, left alone outpost. If Green Team isn't over here doing anything, if I were Blue Team, I would let all those Dillos just sit there and take up power for Green Team. Especially if the fight is over here on the left side. The more Dillos they kill over there on the right side, the more power that that Blue Team can, the more power that Green Team will have, just because they'll have less Dillos on the field. Rigel getting killed. When did that happen? By LostAvenger. I am just flipping around here. Goliath's going down here now. So this is going to be, I don't know if they'll be able to mass up enough to do a very good push, but at this point, Green Team Blue Team hasn't scouted that yet. Even though they can see it on their minimap, they are not gonna be aware that those are Goliaths instead of Dillos. And now Akroz gets killed by the enemy units, so they will have a little bit more of an opportunity to move up. I would expect Rigel to move the Vault Box up as far as possible so they can move their units as far as possible. Just, you know, the Vault Box getting progressed at this point in the game would be the most important thing for the most part to try to get as far as he could. That way they could get as many blue units way far up, as close to this left outpost as they possibly can. And as you can see, the Vault Box here has been retreated all the way back here, pretty much doing nothing. The Vault Box should at least be here or something like that to try to draw the Birth of Fire and avoid the splash damage that it causes. That is only medium splash damage ever since that nerf, but it's still extremely effective. And Rigel does go down, thankfully without that, thankfully for him, without that Vault Box in his toe. And now Bjzor is good. Oh, he does bring out a hat, just like Rigel requested. There are 3 hats over here in this area, so and that does kill Akroz. It will be really dangerous for any of the green members to be able to do anything. You know, over these blue units. LostAvenger is going to do a little bit of bombing, and because of that cloak he's able to do it, but if it wasn't for that cloak, he probably would have gotten shot down by any kind of focus at all, plus the hats. Now Bjzor does see that there are Goliaths here, and so it is a little bit dangerous, but it is a little dangerous to have, you know, a massive units this close to your outpost, or to your fort. And he does come over and kill a generator, and LostAvenger not quick enough to respond to be able to get that kill. And now I do think Rigel is definitely getting the better of this exchange over here, even though he's getting killed every once in a while. Look at this progression toward this green outpost, and now the Vault Box is all the way up. There is nothing that green is going to be able to do. This Vault Box pretty much creates a horizontal line in the sand between blues units and greens units. And once Rigel is able to move up more units closer and closer, that Vault Box will be able to stay alive forever with that ultra heavy armor, and is very low on life, almost gets killed, but it definitely in the midst of all of his units will not be able to get finished off by any of the green team, especially with all those hats sitting over there. And now Rigel calling for generators. They are in the negative. Bjzor does have them in his queue, but the thing is, they are so low on power that the build speed has been drastically affected by having such low power, and he is trading off these moneymakers for generators now, and they are going in the positive. I would expect him to put down a little bit more, especially since they have so many credits due to having such a huge economical advantage and having those moneymakers on mid for such a long time. And Rigel does say more, and they do obviously need more. They are going to be stuck at very low power for a very long time unless more goes down. And Akroz saving this Vault Box at this point, it's not really doing that much. I would advise, if I could actually talk to past Akroz, to actually just sell that Vault Box and make sure you get that interest that's been accruing for however long this has been, however long this has been alive, or out on the field. He is trying to heal up what he can, but this is just a huge losing battle for them. Rigel and Bjzor actually as well can even help with the microing everything all the way up here, and Akroz does get taken down there. There are a lot of hats sitting in this area, all behind trees. I can barely tell that these are hats. This is a Goliath. This is a hat. This is a hat. So that is what's killing the majority of the green team when they're over here. And LostAvenger can barely fly over out away from his outpost without getting pretty much killed. But at this point, the green is kind of on the ropes. Akroz is probably going to start a push very soon. And right now there is not that great of a defense, but sufficient enough to initially stop whatever they can. And Akroz is healing up this Vault Box. At this point, especially without an Osprey, I would really really advise him to sell as much as he could and just build Goliaths. At this point, that is really what they need to do, because this Vault Box is getting macroed so slowly and responded to every single time by blue team. If they want to push up, and they don't have a Chopper or an Osprey on their team to be able to micro it a lot faster, and right now we do see Akroz dropping nothing. He was just trying to get a quick scout on that, and I guess bomb whatever he could, but green team has lost control of this left outpost. There are no creeps coming quite yet, and Akroz really needs to sell this off. He is just trying to heal it up to try to get it to absorb as much as possible, but they pretty much have lost this outpost. If they can gather enough Goliaths on the right side after selling off all those 2 Vault Boxes, which definitely by now are at least 30 to 40,000 credits, which would net them, I don't know, something like 5 Goliaths at the very least. They really would benefit from that, and they would at least, maybe not a killing blow with a push from that right outpost, but they would get them, they would definitely be able to take down, I would say, at least half their health with that many Goliaths. LostAvenger almost getting killed himself, and Akroz is here with a lot of Goliaths healing him up. But are there Berthas like pointing over here? No, there aren't. So I'm not really sure why these are getting so low on life. But Akroz now selling off his Dillos, gonna try to make more Goliaths. I would assume he hasn't had any queued up yet because they are so low on power. And LostAvenger is trying to heal up this this Vault Box. I really still think and Rigel already predicting that they're going to try to send a goalie rush from their close, which is pretty much what they should do, to be honest, just logically, just with common sense. That is probably the most likely way that they can win. The problem is they don't have enough power to support this massive build of Goliath that they need to have. And Bjzor getting chased down but not getting killed. There is not enough Goliaths here. I don't think there are enough Goliaths. They really need to sell off. Like, I think this is slightly too many Seekers, and definitely the Vault Box is not necessary at this point. They're not going to be able to bring it with their push, and at this point, it's not. They don't need to deny any pushes over there to that right outpost. So selling off that Vault Box, I believe, would be the best decision to try to make as many Goliaths as possible, and whoever has the generators, which is LostAvenger, and Akroz going down to Bjzor there, mostly those hats sitting there, I think, or those Seekers, whatever the hell it was over there. But at this point, they have 2 generators down. They can just substitute those 2 in. They can put another one here. And just generate as much power as possible, get as many Goliaths on the field as possible, and just push out. Because at this point, they are losing. They are going to lose this right outpost for sure. LostAvenger getting taken down by the hats, getting the last hit, but a lot of the DPS going down by Rigel and Bjzor. And at this point, I think they have lost that Vault Box. I didn't notice that any of them have selling it off. So. We do have all Goliaths and Seekers over here from Akroz, but once again, if he sold off that Vault Box, he would be able to make a lot more Goliaths. He just needs to make a couple more generators, or at least LostAvenger does, to be able to support this. And they have lost this. This is pretty much gone. They really need to just kind of make a last-ditch effort to try to save this game and push from that right side. And blue hasn't made. I mean, they have good defense over here, right? They do, but with the numbers are on green team in terms of the Goliath push on the right side. LostAvenger gonna get killed. I don't see how we can survive this, and Bjzor does hit him with that air to ground, and we do see Akroz finally pushing out here. The Vault Box is blocking his Goliaths, and he does set the Seekers a little bit further, so they are gonna have to catch up with the Goliaths, but not by much. And at this point, this Vault Box has not been able to stop. Oh, and Akroz going down does drop that Vault Box before he gets killed, though. So that was good. Did he even have it picked up? But anyway, there are only 4 Goliaths sitting here, and that is definitely not going to be enough to deny, or to put enough damage on this fort with a lot of units protecting. And LostAvenger actually is able to chase down Bjzor on the way back to his fort. And there are quite a lot of units here, but I don't know. And he sockets, he bunkers this Vault Box. I really wish that he would just sell it off and make more Goliaths. They are a little bit better on the power, especially since a lot of those Goliaths were killed. And now BJs are saying after they attack, after this Goliath push gets denied, which I'm pretty sure it will, especially with a lot of defending Goliaths sitting over here, I think they should move this hat out of the way just so it doesn't get killed immediately, and it will. Oh, and Rigel does pick it up, but he does save it. And now there is going to be this Goliath push is going to do a good amount of damage, I think, but it won't be enough. And enough meaning enough to bring them down to their level in terms of HP. And this is a great wall of Goliaths. A lot of micro going down by Bjzor and rigelglen. I think they had a lot of those Goliaths in their cargo, especially now they have negative power. And now they can just do a quick counter push to be able to take this this right outpost back. That was pretty much the only hope of Green Team. Even if they, even if Akroz sold that vault box, I don't know if that would have been enough. Just because they were, pushing on Sandrim is really hard. Just because the lanes are so small and the lanes are so long, they are so far from outpost to outpost that the huge telegraph allows the other team, allows the defending team to create a great defense perfectly enough. And rigelglen inadvertently microing really well against LostAvenger's cloak there. He does drop the bombs, but and barely gets back to his outpost. And Akroz is trying to do whatever harass he can over here, but is probably going to get finished off by Bjzor. Bjzor does have the air ground, does finish him off on the ground. Actually, that hat got the last hit, but definitely Bjzor was the reason that Akroz walked into that hat. And now there is a small wall going down, not a small wall, but like kind of a partial wall going down from blue team, just because at this point it is overtime 2. The most detrimental thing for blue would be 4 drops, even though green would have to travel a whole map's worth to be able to get to that fort, and by then would have very low energy. And Akroz just doing a quick scout doesn't really see much he can do, to be honest. There are a few holes, but I don't see a way for them to be able to effectively drop anything, to be able to actually... Oh, and rigelglen actually finishes off Akroz before he gets to his fort. He did have to pass by that blue outpost where Rigel was stationed next to, and at this point, it is just a matter of time. The green team has a great wall, yes, but I don't know if they'll be able to... what will this wall do? All the wall will do is prevent them from getting finished off sooner. And Bjzor getting that level up is going to try to chase down Akroz, but Akroz too close to his base, too close to that fort. Oh, but does get finished off with by that double team between Bjzor and rigelglen. And now Rigel gonna push up this Goliath on that corner. Does get it between those two Dillos, and LostAvenger trying to finish it off, and Rigel healing it up and gonna heal it up again, keeping it alive for that much longer. And Bjzor gonna follow with his fire behind this Goliath, and their health is pretty much at like a quarter or even like a fifth right now. And we do have Akroz and LostAvenger just once again trying to make more of a wall, but all this is doing is delaying their inevitable, their impending death. And right now, LostAvenger trying to get down Rigel, just getting whatever kills he can before the end of the game. I think they do have him pinned down. Akroz does finish him off on the ground with those bombs. But at this point, it's just it's just to get the extra kills, and they are going to do it on Bjzor as well. They are probably going to be able to get this focus. No, LostAvenger does stop firing, and Bjzor puts too much damage down on Akroz for Akroz to be able to continue that fire. And now it is just a slow tick, a small amount of time before blue gets this win. Honestly, they could just drop do what Rigel was doing before and just drop a Dillo, drop a Goliath, creating a small hole. Bjzor getting finished, but at this point, it is about 5 seconds before the downfall of green team. Good game, does get called by rigelglen. This series, this short 3-game series, does go to Bjzor and rigelglen going 2-1 against LostAvenger and Akroz. Always a real treat to see, a progressive series between two high-level teams. Not necessarily that they, dedicated play with each other all the time, but Akroz and LostAvenger almost taking this game with that last Goliath push, sort of. I mean, if they had a little bit more, and if if it didn't get spotted with the right circumstances, they might have been able to take the majority of Blue's damage down and get that overtime win. But this series does go to Bjzor and rigelglen. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.